Hello YouTube stackers, and welcome to Silver Stacking 101, where we believe in staying stacked and pat. Stacked with silver, gold, ammo, and food, and pat with the means necessary to defend our stack. If you have watched my videos before, you would agree I am not a silver pumper. As a matter of fact, I have been doing these videos for 18 months, a little over 18 months. And during that time frame, I have predicted that silver would move sideways. I have caught no end of grief over that prediction. While it was moving sideways, I was called every name in the book. So I'm not a silver pumper. However, I'm going to sound like a silver pumper in this video. Another thing for new guys, please don't be confused. I'm going to say some things in this video that may lead you to believe I'm a never Trumper, I'm a Trump hater, whatever. I actually voted for Donald Trump. I'm a very conservative guy. So I'm going to be very critical on a policy. And I'm changing my outlook on silver based on the policy. Throughout the course of these videos, I have advocated dollar cost averaging into silver to build a position. I have said that silver is going to move sideways, and it has. I also advocated that silver should be part of an investment portfolio, and it certainly is part of mine. Let me tell you what I am going to do, and then I'm going to tell you why I'm doing it. I am now reallocating my portfolio to go much deeper into silver. I have never said that in 18 months. I am buying silver aggressively now. Why? As we started this video series, we compared the economy to a pot of soup. And there is a shelf at the pot of soup, and the shelf's only there for a short period of time. But the shelf inherits the pot from the shelf before him or her. The shelf can add to the ingredients or remove ingredients. We can't control what's happening at this point. We can only react to it. Understand what the new ingredients, how they're going to make the soup taste. 2 weeks ago, I identified 5 ingredients that were being added to the soup by the present chef. They were increased reliance on domestic energy, deregulation, tax reform, renegotiation of trade deals, and the willingness to go to a weak dollar. I mentioned that a statement was made by the Treasury Secretary that was a threat, and the media missed it. Now, I put this up 2 weeks ago. Please go back and check it out if you haven't watched that video. That is exactly what has happened. Let me put this in context. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, back on Tuesday, January 23rd, 2018, gave a press conference where he said the United States would welcome a weak dollar. This date is significant because it was on the eve of the president's arrival at the economic summit in Davos. Very significant. The markets went down significantly over a statement, the statement. 2 days later, Thursday, January 25th, CNBC interviewed President Trump. He said in part, ultimately, I want to see a strong dollar. The media reported this as the administration did not have a unified policy on the strength of the dollar. That was incorrect reporting. I pointed this out 2 weeks ago. They totally missed it. This was a choreographed threat. It was a threat basically to China, who has a long history of manipulating their currency. Basically, two can play that game. This past week, we have had tariffs put on steel and aluminum, substantial tariffs. This is going to touch off a trade war, and we're going to get more into that next video. In this video, I'm going to tell you why it applies to silver. First of all, let's go with the threat, because that's the subject of this video. By the way, the threat was going to be the last video of the 5. Foreign trade was going to be next to the last. We were going to have 2 videos in front of it. But the situation's changed. The soup's changed. So now here we are talking about these issues that are becoming very, very important at this point. If we execute a threat on a weak dollar policy, we have to have 2 elements in place prior to execution of the threat successfully. One, we need a very strong currency prior to the execution of the threat where it could take some hits. With all the quantitative easing, we do not have a strong currency. 2, we need to have fiscal controls, not unbridled spending by the government. Because when we execute the threat, it will cause massive inflation, which will cause massive increases in interest, which will choke the economy. It will lead to stagflation, and the federal government will have to service this enormous debt with high interest rates and a stagnant economy. Folks, that's a recipe for disaster. Now, do they mean the threat? If you make a threat, you better be prepared to execute the threat. The threat was made to monkey with the currency to make it weaker. Guys, I am going from buying silver, dollar cost averaging into silver, to a reallocation of my portfolio, going more aggressively into silver. For this reason and what I'm going to cover in the next video. This is suicidal economically at this point in time. 5 years from now, if the appropriate means were put in place today, we may be able to successfully execute this threat. We do not have the wherewithal to do this. So now I am shifting from accumulate to reallocate stronger into silver. I have never said that in a year and a half. I have never said anything close to a year and a half. Guys, silver's going to be a good bet. It's going to be an awesome bet. The next video in this series, we're going to go deeper into it. This was an introduction to the problem. I want to hear your comments. Agree, disagree. Tomorrow I'm going to put up another video. It's going to be somewhat redundant to this video, which is going to be the silver outlook. Now, I don't anticipate an immediate jump in price substantially. Be patient, but now's the time to be accumulating some silver, guys. And I've never said that. I've never been this strong on it. So, consider what I said. Also, one more thing I'm going to throw in here. The media, when they reported this threat, did not report the threat correctly. They spent all their time saying that the administration did not have a unified policy on the dollar. I am going to put up a link to one article from CNBC. And that was the article where I was screaming at the computer, "You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong." If the link's not in the description when you first see this. Come back to it. It takes me a minute to go back and attach the link after the video uploads. Let me know what you think. Subscribe if you haven't. Give me a thumbs up. God bless you. Stay stacked and packed.